video, we're taking a look at the Key Collector's Hot 10 Runners-Up list and making a list of books that I didn't even know existed that posted some impressive sales that I think are worth keeping an eye out for, and there's some interesting points of discussion all throughout the video. But before we hop into the list, we have some giveaway announcements. Congratulations to Harley Joe 121. You won the YouTube giveaway for one of these books. We have ASM 361 and ASM 315 CGC graded. I can't remember which one is which for the website and YouTube, but I'll figure it out. So congratulations to Harley Joe 121, and congratulations to Jorge Izara. Jorge, you won the giveaway for the newsletter at brycecomics.com. And last call here for J. Thomas Cruz. J. Thomas, you still have not claimed a previous month win for ASM number 301. I'm going to give you one more shot. I did respond to your message and I haven't heard back from you. So as a side note, that's how the giveaways are announced. I will comment on your YouTube comment and have you contact me. Okay. I said, DM me your shipping details. And if you can't figure that part out, then, I can't help you. But that way, you got to watch out for these scammers. A lot of times they'll go on people's YouTube channels and tell them they won a bunch of prizes. It'll always come from my exact handle, and I will ask you to contact me at, one of my Bryce Comics addresses that you can find. So starting off the list here, we're going to see Negro Heroes number 1. This is a book that I did not even know existed, and I'm a big fan of collecting like Black History type comics. And I probably just didn't know this existed because of how exceedingly rare it is. 3.0 just recently sold for $840. And if you come over here and look at the GP analysis, we'll see something interesting actually. 2 copies have recently sold. The one this month in December for $840, and then also a 7.0 had a monster sale back in October of 2024. And if you look at these dates, I mean, you have to go back to 2019 before there was another recorded sale before that. So it's definitely a book that just does not surface that often. Here on the census, we can see that there's only 20 graded copies on the CGC census, none of which are restored, which is interesting. They're all universal blue labels. Maybe people just weren't thinking that this was, a book that was going to become so expensive and worth restoring, which is kind of an interesting thing. Another interesting thing is when you just come in here and type in Negro number 1, because that's what I did to find this. You got all Negro comics, which I knew about, but Negro romance is not something I knew about. El Halcon Negro, that's a reprint in a different language. Terror Negro, and El Gato Negro. So I'm curious to see what this Negro romance cover looks like. Oh, and there's that cover. I did know about this one. Wow, that's a really impressive sale for a photo cover. I mean, that's crazy to me. I wouldn't put this in the top of my list for a photo cover, $8,400. I mean, there's just so many other Black History comics I would prioritize over this, but nonetheless, a super, super impressive sale. Recently graded too. When you come over here and you look, it was graded this year, 2.5. Let's take a look at the census. 15 total copies on the census. Just an absolute ghost. Really cool to see that. And that's why I love doing videos like this. I got to be super careful doing videos like this and research like this because you find all of these covers that you just didn't know about. Here we have Jumbo Comics number 9. This is the first cover appearance of Sheena, and I'm looking at it going, is that Sheena? No, she's over here in the background. Imagine if she was front and center in all of her glory. The value of this book would be through the roof, but still a very, very expensive book. 1.8 recently selling for $1,560. This is an interesting book to see on the list. Ghostwriter number 10. I didn't even know this book existed, and I absolutely love the cover art here with these dark colors, including that purple. You got this Frankenstein creature and Ghostwriter in the background with that epic trade dress. So this is the Western version of Ghostwriter from the 1950s. And this is a book that, I could see this book coming through in a collection, like in a stack of 1950s cartoon comics that aren't worth very much, because this was a Western, and so it's not the superhero comics that are so highly coveted. And it's possible you might be able to find this like at a yard sale or something like that. Something to keep an eye out for, this Ghost Rider with this epic cover. Richie Rich #2 putting in a impressive sale of $1,200 for Richie Rich #2. Not a book that I wouldn't put it on this video as books I didn't know existed. It would probably be in a video books I don't care existed. But not to say, collect what you love. There are some diehard Richie Rich fans out there, and an impressive $1,200 sale. I remember I think I had a pretty hard time selling my Richie Rich #1 when it came through. It's just a super niche book. Vampirella versus Pantha #1 with stunning cover art by Mark Tejera. I mean, good Lord. This book is from 1997 and had an impressive sale for the 9.8 for $348. So being that it's from 1997, it's actually somewhat likely that you can find this in collections of stuff from the 90s. So definitely something to keep an eye out for. Probably going to be super hard in high grade because of this all black cover, but something to hunt for nonetheless. Here's a book that I did not know existed that I think is so freaking cool. This is Our Gang Comics #1. It's the first appearance of Tom and Jerry. And Tom and Jerry, played an important part in my childhood. At least I just have a soft spot in my heart for them. I remember having this on in the background all the time. And this is their first appearance, and I didn't know it existed. In this issue, Tom is depicted as a brown-colored cat rather than the more traditional gray. So just a super cool book, probably incredibly rare and hard to come by as well. 4.0 having an impressive sale for $1,283. While I got you guys, let's take a look at some of the new books that just showed up here at Bryce Comics. We got an ASM 300 newsstand full Todd signature, some classic J. Scott Campbell, TMNT 1 and 2 that already sold out. We do still have this Giant Size X-Men #1, a 6.0, FF4, and a 2.0, and a bunch of other cool goodies. Connecting set here by J. Scott Campbell, X-Men 94. Always new inventory coming through. If you subscribe to that newsletter, you get first access when new stuff comes through. There's a bunch of Red Hulk books. I'm going to mention these because of, Red Hulk is so hot right now. Be super careful shelling out big money for these high ratio modern incentives, because I would expect them to come right back down to earth after the movie, or even before the movie fully comes out, after trailers, when some of this Red Hulk hype dies out. But a 9.6 has an impressive sale here of $340. I mean, how many shops back in 2009 were ordering 200 copies of Hulk #14? Not that many. So I'm sure this is an absolute ghost to find, at least a ghost to find at a decent price. And that's when we start seeing these record-breaking sales here. But these Ed McGuinness covers, there's another one on this runner-up list from Key Collector that's performing well again because of stuff with the movies. Hulk 16, the 1 in 200 with a record breaker in 9.8 for $975. So again, you guys, be super careful with this. I mean, if you absolutely love it and you can't wait to have it, sure, go ahead, shell out the $975. But I would fully expect this number to come right back down. Shocking Mystery Cases #50. This is an epic cover here by L.B. Cole featuring Frankenstein. And L.B. Cole covers have an interesting thing. Sometimes you'll get L.B. Cole cover like this that's really cool. I would argue, just as cool as some of his more popular stuff. And yet the price just isn't that crazy for this. A 2.5 selling for $365. So you can use Key Collector here and you can search by artist. And here you'll see L.B. Cole's extensive portfolio of work. I mean, he had so many covers. And my advice is, if you enjoy L.B. Cole covers, is come take a look through some of these series and find some of these, less sought after L.B. Cole covers. Why not start with those? I mean, if you could still get some really cool art. Now, some of these books by L.B. Cole, I fully understand why the high premium. Like this Catman Comics #28. I mean, good Lord, this is an absolutely stunning cover by L.B. Cole. So it makes sense to me. I understand the high price tag, but then you get stuff like this. Why does this one have a high price tag? Why is this Catman Comics? That's not, in my opinion, not nearly as cool as this. And this one is much more affordable than this one. So, hunt, keep your eyes peeled, and you might be able to find some some less sharky waters for LB Cole covers. You can also find a lot of shark covers. The last book I want to talk about here is a book I did know existed, but just wanted to mention it because it was on this list. Journey into Mystery number 78. This is the first appearance of the prototype of Doctor Strange. And I feel like these prototype vintage comics of major players in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like Doctor Strange, there's a prototype for Doctor Doom, there's one for the Hulk, there's one for Spider-Man, and I feel like they're undervalued. I mean, you can pick this one up, a 7.0, which is a high grade for a Journey into Mystery book from 1962. I mean, it's in the upper echelon of high grade copies for $336. So it's kind of a good jumping in point. You know, if you can't afford the first full appearance of the actual Doctor Strange, you can get a real high grade copy for a really affordable price for these prototype characters. So that's it for this video. Let me know down in the comments which one of these books was your favorite. Thanks as always for sticking with me to the end. Don't forget we have that monthly giveaway here on the YouTube channel. If you subscribe, comment, and like, and head over to brycecomics.com and sign up for the newsletter for your chance to win a really cool slab each and every month you stay subscribed. You're entered to win. Thanks for sticking with me to the end of the video. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye.